Good day, everyone. This is Health Education for Primary 6. Before we start, let's talk about the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first, explain what infectious disease is. Second, identify the cause of bird flu or avian influenza. Third, define and state the two types of transmission and also the symptoms of infected animals and infected humans. Fourth, state the disease prevention and bird flu or avian influenza. Let's start. Our topic for today is all about the main infectious diseases in Thailand. Before that, let's talk about the vocabulary words. You can get your notebook and write it down and translate it in Thai so that you can understand well. First, transmission. Feces, poultry, migratory, domestic, symptom, disease, respiratory systems, gastrointestinal systems, and mucus. What is infectious disease? Infectious disease are caused by pathogenic microorganisms. The pathogenic microorganisms, these are the bacteria, viruses, parasites, or fungi. The diseases can be spread directly. When you say directly, by means of touching, or indirectly. Indirectly, even you cannot touch that person or animals, you will have a disease from one person to another. Zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases are infectious diseases of animals that can cause disease or sickness when transmitted or transferred to humans. Our topic is all about zoonotic diseases from animals transmitted or transferred to humans. Let's talk about bird flu or avian influenza. Bird flu or avian influenza. It refers to the disease caused by infection by avian. When you say avian, it means bird. Influenza, flu, type A viruses. These viruses occur naturally among wild aquatic birds worldwide and can infect domestic poultry and other bird and animal species. Avian flu viruses do not normally infect humans, so it means that the bird flu or avian influenza came from the wild aquatic birds, those birds who live at the water, and can infect domestic poultry and other bird and animal species. What is the cause of the disease? Disease caused by infection with avian bird influenza or flu, which is type A viruses. The cause of this disease is type A viruses. It can be found in poultry like chickens, ducks, and birds. When migratory birds are infected, they do not show the symptoms at all. However, when the domestic ducks and chickens are infected, they show symptoms and die. It means, class, migratory birds came from other places, and then if they go to the domestic one, the migratory birds couldn't see the symptoms. They see that it's look like they are not sick, but the domestic one, if they are infected, they have the symptoms and they die. Now, how it be transferred or transmission? There are two types. The first one, via animal-to-animal contact, which means it occurs by viruses released in feces and it transmitted to other animals through the respiratory and gastrointestinal systems. And the second one, via animal-to-human contact. Transmission by animal to human occurs when direct and indirect contact with carrier. The disease is transmitted through contact with the infected animal's feces, mucus, tears, or saliva. There is no transmission by a human to human. These are the two types of transmission: animal to animal contact and animal to human contact. Let's talk about the symptoms. When you see symptoms, what's gonna happen to the infected poultry and infected humans? Symptoms begin to show after only a few hours to 3 days after being infected. This one is all about infected animals. What's gonna happen to them? First, loss of appetite, tiredness, being drowsy, decreased egg production, untidy appearance, coughing, sneezing, difficulty of breathing, facial swelling, combs and wattles turn purple, swell up, have diarrhea, and even die without any signs. This is all about infected animals. How about the symptoms of infected humans? Symptoms begin to show after 1 to 3 days after getting the disease. What can happen to them? First, respiratory symptoms, cough, sore throat, sneezing, runny nose, high fever, headache, muscles ache, chills, and some patients may develop severe complications such as pneumonia, can be result in death, especially among the very young and very old people. These are for infected humans. Disease prevention. How can we prevent it? First, cook food thoroughly before eating. So you need to cook properly the food. Do not touch sick or dead poultry. Poultry means those animals. Do not touch them if they are sick or dead. Do not use bare hands to touch poultry. It means that you need to wear gloves and a medical mask to cover your nose and mouth. Wash your hands every time after coming into contact with poultry. When you touch those poultries, you need to wash your hands properly. Bury dead poultry at least 1 meter deep before filling with soil. Sprinkled chlorinated lime before being covered with soil. If you have been in contact with infected poultry and have the symptoms, see the doctor immediately. If there is an unusual large number of dead poultry, immediately inform the Provincial Department of Livestock Office or the Provincial Public Health Office so that they will know and they will report it immediately. Always keep the body healthy by doing physical exercise. Eat healthy foods to boost the immune system. That's the prevention. How to prevent the bird flu or avian influenza. Now let's answer this activity. Analyze the causes, transmission, symptoms, and ways to prevent bird flu or avian influenza and then record them in the diagram. Bird flu or avian influenza. Causes of disease. Need to write what is the cause of the disease. Transmission. You need to write the two types of transmission in bird flu or avian influenza. Symptoms. What gonna happen? You need to write the symptoms of infected animals and infected humans. And the last one, disease prevention. You need to write how to prevent the disease in bird flu or avian influenza. That's all for today. Thank you. I hope you learned. This is teacher Daryl Francisco for Health Education Primary 6.